Hey, TikTok. My name is Clayton, and on behalf of a charity started by my late mother, Operation Rock, I have decided to kind of grassroots begin to make videos to talk about a subject that the charity will be highly focused on. Um, Honestly, due to a situation that happened to me that kind of inspired me to do so, and that is domestic violence. Um, I may not look like it, but I, like many of you out there who may not look the part, am a victim of domestic violence. I received a recent final lifetime order of protection against a young woman who had been stalking me for over a year, based on the grounds of harassment and burglary. But unfortunately for me, people, it didn't end there. You see, sometimes with bitter partners who don't get what they want, simple orders of protection, or even no contact orders of protection for that matter. Let me go even further to say that decisions against them, for that matter, are not enough to stop them. And what they do is, I'm sorry, everyone, what they will do is re-gear up after you win for round two of the battle that they feel they lost. This is what happened to me when on December 1st, my ex-girlfriend went after she lost and I was received this FRO, which is a final order of protection. Final means that it has no expiration date, people, that it lasts for life. It's not only issued for myself, it's issued for my infant daughter, who's also protected under this order of protection. So on December 1st, I thought I won this trial. And quite honestly, people, I finally felt like maybe some of this was over, and maybe I'd be allowed to go on and maybe she would go on and live her life. However, people, that wasn't the case because this woman literally geared up for round two and started going to numerous jurisdictions and precincts filing false police reports on me. She did this knowing that domestic violence laws are completely favored towards women, which honestly, I'm not negating that they should be. But they shouldn't be abused by women also in attempts to get revenge on men who may have hurt them. And this is my situation. So what my ex had is something called the General Order of Protection. A General Order of Protection protects against actual new crimes and any other stipulations that may be specifically stipulated within the order. It's not like a no contact order of protection, which is what I have. It's just basic. What this woman did under that general order is she went and lied and told the police that I called her and I said, if I can't have you, no one can. Now, that is a threat implying to her safety. So, of course, the NYPD would use that as an excuse to say that I put this woman in danger. They used that as grounds to say that I had threatened her under this general order and came after me for a harassment charge. They also then, to try to strengthen their case, used false information she gave them, where she took a part of an argument that I was just trying to get the property she stole back, and they actually used this to say I was physically threatening her. Mind you, had they have looked maybe three sentences above that, they would have saw her threaten me. But such is the way of racist police when they wish to do the evil deeds of people. They don't really care about justice if it's somebody that they really want to screw. It can be anybody. They'll create the situation you need to create, and they'll send that situation your way. This is what the 120 precinct did to me when this detective Joseph Quirk decided to charge me with offenses that happened 3 months before this woman's petition, General Order of Protection, was even filed, which is a violation of a legal principle called ex post facto, which states that you can't be charged of doing something before it was even happened, something like that. Basically, they cannot charge me with an offense before an order of protection that happened before an order of protection petition was even filed, people. That's kind of like entrapment, double jeopardy, whatever you want to call it. It's basically like, all right, somebody can go and say you robbed them today, and then go back to maybe you stealing something from their house a year ago and saying, oh yeah, he did this to me today, excuse me, and then they try to charge you from a year ago. That's illegal. You really can't do that. Under an order of protection, crime, those things have no statutes, but order of protections have specific guidelines that they have to follow and that law enforcement is supposed to follow. That wasn't the case with me, people. I was illegally and falsely arrested for something I did not do. This woman, in her capacity for vengeance, has relentlessly been after me for months, people. She's followed me to new counties in New Jersey, the state I live, to file municipal charges against me, which are charges that she fills out herself and submits to municipal court to try to bring me to court, hoping that a prosecutor will send it to superior court so she can drag me back in court. Has become the nature of my life for simply breaking up with a woman because she was not mature enough to handle her family and her messed up situation. Now, people, unfortunately, in the situation of the domestic violence when it applies to men, We are not giving the same credibility or even respect that women victims are given. People, I have been horribly harassed and stalked by this woman and her family. Yet I cannot get one person within the community of Staten Island, New York to assist me. I can't get one domestic violence program. I can't even get my city councilwoman to take a phone call from me simply to try to intercede with what the district attorney has illegally done to me, people. People, the saddest part about this is I have history with Staten Island and good history, as I come from someone who gave their life for Staten Island, for the people of Staten Island, for the communities of Staten Island, for just for the betterment of Staten Island. I actually, unfortunately, um, can say that I know someone who literally gave every ounce of herself for this community, which chooses to portray her now by allowing her only male child to be set up by this lying woman who's just trying to destroy him. Um, this district attorney who pretends to be a man of honor, who actually knew my late mother, who knows there has to be far more to this situation than this young woman is saying. Because again, people, the simplest testament to that is that she has a current, final decision rendered against her for harassment and burglary, people. That decision was not made by me. It was made after a trial when a very educated judge made this determination and rendered this decision against this woman. Also fortifying the decision and the order by making sure he put a 1,000-yard keep away in the order against this woman for the protection of me and my child. You would think that a truly just prosecutor, an ethical prosecutor, a prosecutor who was truly following the law would acknowledge this and say, wait a minute, why is such a severe order on a woman when we think this guy is harassing her? But unfortunately, people, Staten Island happens to be its own little false kingdom run by a false king. And this king decrees that he is more powerful than the larger kingdom, which is the United States of America. So he has decided to ignore all the legal evidence that shows what this woman is doing to me and continue to maliciously prosecute me for something I have not done. People, you have the right to break up with someone if you are not happy. You do not deserve to be harassed. You do not deserve to be stalked. You shouldn't be falsely arrested. The police should not be weaponized against you if you have legally taken the steps to protect yourself and have won those battles in court. People, this is the instance and the stance of my life to which I live today. My name is Clayton Howard, and I sit here today as a male victim of domestic violence who has been stalked and harassed by a psycho young woman for over almost 2 years. The sad part about this, people, is I have been in court with this woman longer than I was physically sleeping with her, sexually intimate. 3 times longer than she and I were intimate, as we were only intimate 6 months. I've been in court with her over 18 months. I've been in court with her 4 times longer than the amount of time we even dated, people. This is the sorriest excuse for anything that I can imagine. But what's even worse, people, is how I must sit here and fight this war alone when there are competent people within my community who know what's going on, who choose to turn a blind eye just because this young woman is being protected by a racist prosecutor's office and they don't want to be a target. This is where we need to stand together as African Americans, Latinos, and minorities as a whole. And we need to stop the persecution and malicious prosecution of our innocent black men and minority children. People, I sit before you today and I am someone's brother. I am someone's son. I am someone's father. I am someone's grandchild. But yet I have to sit here. My family must sit here and watch me go through the sheer harassment that I have gone through simply because my ex-girlfriend cannot get through her head it is over, people. Relationships end. You have the right to be with whoever you want, and especially not to be with someone who does not make you happy. I realized that when I dated this woman and I saw how disrespectful her family was, and I ended that relationship. I shouldn't be stalked and harassed for a year. I shouldn't be fighting off a racist prosecutor's office simply because this girl is better connected than me. People, like and share this video. Stop domestic violence. Stop coercive abuse. Thank you. My name is Clayton Howard. I am a victim of domestic violence. This is my story. Thank you for listening. Please like and share.